Picture this. You're standing at a crossroads in a forest bathed in twilight. To your left, the golden glow of the sun spills through the trees, warm and familiar, promising comfort. To your right, a shadowed path winds beneath a canopy of stars, illuminated only by the faint, mysterious shimmer of a black moon. The air hums with possibility, tugging at something deep inside you, a whisper, a pull, a question. What if this is your moment? Welcome, my friend, to the magic of the black moon in Gemini. This isn't just another astrological transit, it's a cosmic invitation. And I'm thrilled to walk this path with you. So, what's a black moon? In astrology, it's not a planet or a star, but a powerful point, the farthest reach of the moon's orbit from Earth. A place we call Lilith. It's the shadow side of the lunar dance, where our hidden desires, buried dreams, and untamed instincts live. And when this enigmatic force steps into Gemini, the sign of curiosity, words, and duality, something extraordinary happens. It's like the universe hands you a map with two routes, one safe and predictable, the other wild and uncharted. Which will you choose? I've always felt that astrology isn't just about stars and charts, it's about us. It's about you, sitting there with your morning coffee or winding down after a long day, wondering what's next. Maybe you're 38, juggling a career and family, or 45, craving a spark you haven't felt in years. Wherever you are, this black moon in Gemini is here to shake things up, in the best way possible. It's not about rules or rigid predictions, it's a conversation between me, you, and the cosmos. Through these words, I want to take you on a journey. We'll uncover how this celestial moment can double your luck, those serendipitous twists of fate you didn't see coming, and triple your treasures, the wisdom, courage, and joy waiting to be claimed. I'm not here to lecture. I'm here to sit beside you, share stories, and cheer you on. Think of me as your guide, your hype woman, your friend from Esoteric Wisdom who's just as excited as you are to see what's around the bend. Have you ever felt a quiet nudge from within, urging you to step beyond the everyday? That's the black moon calling. It's raw, it's real, and it's yours to embrace. So, grab a cup of tea, take a deep breath, and let's dive into this cosmic adventure together. Ready? I know I am. Let's see where this energy takes us, because trust me, it's going to be one heck of a ride. Let's get cozy and unpack this together. What is the black moon? Really? If you're picturing a glowing orb in the sky, I'll let you in on a little secret. It's not something you can see with your eyes. In astrology, the black moon, or Lilith, is a mathematical point, the apogee of the moon's orbit. But don't let that fool you. Its power is anything but abstract. It's the pulse of your deepest self, the part of you that doesn't always play by the rules. It's where your wildest dreams mingle with your quietest fears, waiting for you to listen. I like to think of the black moon as a shadow companion. You know those moments when you catch yourself daydreaming about a life you haven't dared to chase? Maybe it's the urge to quit that soul-draining job at 40 and start something new. Or the itch to book a solo trip to Tuscany even though everyone says, you're too old for that. That's Lilith whispering in your ear, saying, hey, you're still alive. What are you waiting for? For me, it's been the voice that pushed me to start Esoteric Wisdom, even when I doubted anyone would care. Spoiler, you're here, so I guess it worked. Let's rewind a bit and talk about where this energy comes from. In mythology, Lilith was the first woman, before Eve, who refused to bow to anyone. She left Eden on her own terms, fierce and free, a symbol of untamed strength. Some call her a rebel, others a temptress, but I see her as a mirror. She reflects the parts of us we've tucked away, the anger we've swallowed, the passions we've muted, the power we've forgotten. When I first learned about her, I was 36, stuck in a rut, and her story hit me like a thunderbolt. I thought, wait, am I hiding my own Lilith? What about you? Have you ever felt her stirring inside? In your birth chart, the black moon shows where you're called to face these truths. It's not always comfortable, trust me. I've had my share of late-night journal sessions wrestling with mine, but it's real. It's the ache you feel when you scroll through old photos and wonder where that fearless version of you went. It's the thrill when you speak up in a meeting and surprise yourself with your own boldness. For me, It once showed up as a quiet panic before I hit publish on my first post, and then the flood of relief when I did. Now, here's where it gets personal. The black moon doesn't judge. It doesn't care if you're 35, 50, or beyond. It's not about your resume or your wrinkles. It's about your soul. I've met people in their 40s who've told me, I'm too old to start over. And I've looked them in the eye and said, says who? The black moon agrees with me. It's here to remind you that your story isn't finished, not by a long shot. So, why does this matter now? Because when the black moon dances into Gemini, it's not just a whisper anymore, it's a shout. It's a call to dig into those hidden corners of yourself and bring them into the light. I'll be honest, it can feel messy. I've had days where I've questioned everything, from my choices to my coffee order. But then there are the days when it clicks, and I feel unstoppable. That's what I want for you, too. Before we move on, take a second, close your eyes and ask yourself, what's one thing you've buried that's begging to breathe again? Maybe it's a hobby you dropped when life got busy, or a dream you shelved because grown-ups don't do that. Write it down if you can. I'll wait. This is your first step into the black moon's embrace, and I'm right here with you. Together, we're going to see how this energy in Gemini lights up your world. Ready for the next chapter? Let's go. Let's step into the whirlwind of Gemini, shall we? If the black moon is the shadowy whisper in your soul, then Gemini is the breeze that carries it, playful, curious, and oh so unpredictable. Picture a pair of twins spinning in a dance. One's laughing under the spotlight, the other's plotting mischief in the shadows. That's Gemini in a nutshell, a sign that wears two faces, speaks 1,000 words, and never sits still. And honestly, I love it. It's like the friend who drags you out for an adventure when all you wanted was a quiet night in. Have you ever met someone like that? Gemini, ruled by Mercury, is the master of communication. It's the voice in your head that's always asking why, the itch to learn something new, the thrill of a good debate over dinner. I've got a dear friend, Anna, who's a Gemini through and through. At 42, she's got a bookshelf bursting with half-read novels, a podcast idea scribbled on every napkin, and a knack for turning a grocery run into a storytelling session. But here's the flip side. She'll admit she's lost count of how many projects she's started and abandoned. Sound familiar? Maybe you've got a little Gemini in you, too. That restless spark that's both a gift and a puzzle. What I adore about Gemini is its adaptability. It's the wind that bends the trees but doesn't break them. At 38, I found myself switching careers, from a safe office job to this wild ride of esoteric wisdom. And I swear Gemini's energy was in the air, nudging me to leap. But it's not all smooth sailing. That duality? It can leave you second-guessing. One minute you're ready to conquer the world. The next you're wondering if you've bitten off more than you can chew. I've been there, staring at a blank page, torn between 10 ideas, until I just pick one and run with it. What about you? Ever felt that push-pull in your own life? Now, let's weave in the black moon. When Lilith steps into Gemini's playground, it's like handing a poet a megaphone. This isn't just about chatting with your neighbor over the fence. It's about the words you've never dared to say, the thoughts you've kept locked up. Gemini amplifies the black moon's call to express. I remember a time I held back from telling someone how I really felt, years later. At 40, I wrote it all out in a letter I never sent. It was messy, raw, and liberating. That's the Gemini magic. It's not afraid to dance between light and dark. For you, this might look like rediscovering your voice. Maybe you're 45 and itching to start that blog you've been mulling over. Or 50 and ready to speak up in a way you haven't before. Gemini doesn't care about your age, it cares about your story. But here's the catch. It can scatter you if you let it. I've had days where I've chased every shiny idea until I'm dizzy. Sound like anyone you know? The trick is to harness it, to let Gemini's breeze lift you without blowing you off course. So, take a moment with me. Think about the last time you felt that Gemini spark. Maybe a conversation that lit you up, or an idea you couldn't shake. Jot it down if you can. This is your clue to what's brewing under the surface. And with the black moon here, it's about to get louder. I'm not saying it's easy, trust me. I've wrestled with my own Gemini chaos, but it's worth it. You're worth it. Ready to see how this duo doubles down on the magic? Let's dive deeper. Here's where it gets electric. The black moon in Gemini isn't just a cosmic cameo. It's a collision of forces that can light up your life like a firework display. Imagine the black moon's raw, untamed energy crashing into Gemini's quicksilver mind. It's like a storm meeting a kite, wild, unpredictable, and ready to soar. This isn't your everyday astrology moment, my friend. This is the universe handing you a double espresso shot of possibility. And I'm here to help you drink it in. So, what does this mashup mean for you? First, it's a megaphone for your inner voice. The black moon digs up what's buried, those dreams you've dismissed, those truths you've dodged, and Gemini gives them wings. At 39, I hit a wall. I was tired of playing small, tired of silencing myself to keep the peace. Then, under this very transit, I started Esoteric Wisdom. It wasn't polished or perfect, heck. My first post was a ramble, but it was me. Have you ever felt that itch to let something out? Something real? This energy says, go for it. Here's the upside. It doubles your luck by sharpening your instincts. Gemini's curiosity pairs with Lilith's intuition, making you a magnet for serendipity. I once met a woman in her 50s who, during this transit, took a random writing class. She's now published 2 books. It's not magic, well, maybe a little. It's about seeing opportunities where others see dead ends. But let's be real, there's a shadow side. This combo can make you restless, scattered, even sharp-tongued. I've snapped at people I love because my mind was racing faster than my heart could catch up. Sound familiar? What I love most is how it cracks open your perspective. Gemini's duality meets the black moon's depth, and suddenly you're seeing life in 3D. You're not just the parent, the worker, the partner. You're the dreamer, the rebel, the seeker, too. I'll never forget a rainy afternoon when I sat with a cup of tea, staring out the window, and realized I didn't have to choose between my quiet side and my wild side. They're both me. What parts of you have been waiting to reconcile? Now, let's get practical. This energy thrives on movement, words, ideas, connections. Try this. Next time you're stuck, talk it out loud, even to yourself. I do it all the time, pacing my kitchen, ranting to my cat. He's a great listener. Or write it down, unfiltered. You'll be amazed at what spills out. For you, at 35 or 60, it might mean picking up that guitar again, or finally telling your boss what you think. Small steps, big shifts. But here's my promise. This isn't about perfection. It's about courage. The black moon in Gemini doesn't care if you stumble. It cheers when you stand back up. I've had days where I've doubted every word I've written. But then I get a message from someone like you, saying it resonated, and I'm reminded why I keep going. You've got that fire, too, I see it. So, imagine you're at that crossroads again. The black moon in Gemini is your key, not to a single door, but to a whole mansion of possibilities. It's messy, it's thrilling, and it's yours. Let's not just read about it, let's live it. What's one thing you'd dare to say or do under this energy? Tell me, or better yet, tell yourself. I'm rooting for you, always. Now, let's talk about luck, that slippery, shimmering thing we all chase. With the black moon in Gemini lighting up the sky, luck isn't just a roll of the dice, it's a door swinging wide open. And you're the one holding the key. This energy doesn't wait for you to be ready. It drops opportunities in your lap like unexpected gifts, wrapped in chaos and tied with a bow of possibility. I've seen it happen, felt it myself, and I'm here to tell you, it's real, and it's yours to grab. So, where does this double dose of luck come from? It's the black moon's raw instinct crashing into Gemini's quick-witted charm. Together, they turn you into a cosmic antenna, picking up signals you'd normally miss. Think of those moments that feel like fate, bumping into an old friend who offers you a job, or stumbling across a book that changes your perspective. I had one of those at 37. I signed up for a random workshop on a whim, met a mentor who believed in me, and Esoteric Wisdom was born. Luck? Sure, but it was also me saying yes to the nudge. What's been nudging you lately? Here's the beauty of it. This luck doesn't need a grand stage. It thrives in the everyday. Maybe you're 43, scrolling online, and spot a course that sparks something. You enroll, and it shifts your whole path. Or you're 55, chatting with a stranger at a cafe, and they mention a project that fits you perfectly. These aren't accidents, they're the black moon in Gemini winking at you. I once found a crumpled flyer for a poetry night under my car wiper. I went, read my work aloud, and left buzzing with confidence I hadn't felt in years. Small moves, big wins. Want to catch this wave? Here's my trick. Stay open. Gemini loves movement, so keep your eyes peeled and your mind curious. I carry a tiny notebook. Yes, even in 2025, I'm old school, to jot down those what if ideas that pop up. Try it. Next time a thought hits you out of nowhere, write it down, or say yes to something small, a meetup, a new recipe, anything. I did that with a pottery class at 41. And though I'm no Picasso, the joy of it stuck with me. What's one yes you could give yourself today? Of course, it's not all fairy dust. This energy can make you jumpy. You might chase too many rabbits and catch none. I've done it, sprinting after every shiny thing until I'm exhausted. The fix? Pause, breathe, pick one thread and follow it. Last month, I had 3 ideas for this post. I chose this one. And here we are. You don't have to do it all at once, just start. Let me paint you a picture. You're walking through your day, maybe feeling stuck, when a chance comes, a conversation, an email, a gut feeling. The black moon in Gemini doubles your luck by making you see it. I believe in you, not because I'm some starry-eyed dreamer, but because I've lived it. You're not too old, too busy, or too anything to claim this. So, tell me, what's the last, lucky, moment you had? Or better yet, what's one you're ready to chase? I'm all ears, and I'm cheering you on from here. If luck is the spark, then treasure is the flame, and with the black moon in Gemini, you're sitting on a goldmine you might not even see yet. This isn't about cash or trinkets, though. Hey, I won't say no to a windfall. It's about the riches inside you, the wisdom, the grit, the dreams you've tucked away. This transit doesn't just double your luck, it triples your treasure by waking up what's been sleeping. And trust me, I've dug through my own dirt to find it. I know you can. 2. What's this treasure? For me, it's the stuff that makes life yours. It's the moment you realize you're stronger than you thought, or the quiet pride of trying something new. At 40, I was terrified to share my writing, but under this energy, I did, and the treasure wasn't just the words, it was the courage I found. For you, it might be the talent you've ignored, painting, teaching, building, or the resilience you've built through years of ups and downs. What's one gift you've forgotten you have? The black moon in Gemini is your shovel. It digs deep, stirring up what's buried, while Gemini spins it into something you can use. I met a woman, Claire, at 47, who'd always loved drawing but stopped when life got loud, kids, work, the usual. During this transit, she picked up a pencil again, and now her sketches hang in galleries. She told me, I didn't know I still had it in me, but I did, and I see it in you. 2. What's waiting to be dusted off? Here's a little exercise I love. Grab a pen, or your phone. No judgment, and answer this. What's one thing I've always wanted to do but haven't dared? I'll go first. I've wanted to learn guitar for years. And last week, I strummed my first chord. It was awful, and I laughed so hard I cried. Your turn. Write it down. Now. Add. Why not now? This is your treasure map, and the black moon is your guide. It's not always easy. This energy can make you doubt, am I too old? Too late? I've asked myself that 100 times. But then I think of Claire, or my own messy start with Esoteric Wisdom, and I remember. Treasure isn't about perfection. It's about showing up. You've got decades of stories, scars, and strength. That's your gold. At 35, 50, or beyond, you're not done growing. You're just getting started. Picture this. You, unearthing a piece of yourself you'd forgotten, a passion, a skill, a bold move. The black moon in Gemini triples your treasure by giving you the guts to claim it. I've seen it in myself, the shy girl who now writes for you, and I see it in you. So, what's one treasure you're ready to dig for? Tell me, or whisper it to yourself. I'm here, believing in you, because this is your moment to shine. Let's get real for a minute. the black moon in Gemini isn't all glitter and rainbows. It's a wild ride, and sometimes it feels like you're juggling fire while riding a unicycle. I've been there, and I bet you have, too. This energy can lift you up, but it can also trip you up if you're not careful. So, let's talk about the bumps in the road, and how to keep that flame burning bright. No matter what, here's the shadow side. The black moon's intensity paired with Gemini's restless buzz can leave you spinning. Ever had a day where your mind's racing with a million ideas, but you can't finish a single one? That's me at least once a week. I once spent hours brainstorming esoteric wisdom projects, a podcast, a book, a retreat, only to end up with a blank page and a headache. Or maybe for you, it's snapping at someone because your thoughts outran your patience. It's not pretty, but it's human. Sound familiar? Then there's the doubt. This transit digs up deep stuff, and Gemini's chatter can turn it into a chorus of, what if I fail? At 39, I almost quit writing because I convinced myself no one cared. The black moon pushed me to face my fears, but Gemini made me overthink every word. It's a tricky dance, exhilarating 1 minute, exhausting the next. But here's the truth I've learned. Those challenges? They're not here to break you. They're here to forge you. So, how do we keep the fire alive? I've got a few tricks up my sleeve, and they're simpler than you'd think. First, slow down. When I'm overwhelmed, I set a timer for 5 minutes. Sit with my breath, and let the noise settle. It's not fancy, no incense or chanting required, just me and a quiet corner. Try it next time you're spiraling. Second, focus. Pick one thing, one idea, one step, and let the rest wait. Last week, I chose to write this instead of chasing 10 other plans. And look at us now. What's one thing you could zero in on? And here's my favorite. Talk to yourself like a friend. When I'm stuck, I'll say, hey, you've got this. You've survived worse. It sounds cheesy, but it works. You've got decades of resilience in you. At 35, 45, or beyond, you've weathered storms I can only imagine. This energy might shake you, but it won't shatter you. I promise. What's your go-to way to steady yourself? I'd love to hear it. We're in this together. After all, the black moon in Gemini tests you, but it also tempers you. Every wobble is a chance to grow stronger. I've fallen flat plenty of times, trust me. My first live talk was a mess, but I've always gotten back up. You will, too. So, when the chaos hits, remember, you're not just surviving it, you're mastering it. Keep that flame lit, my friend, it's yours to wield. And here we are, at the end of our cosmic road trip, or maybe it's just the beginning. We've walked through the shadows of the black moon, danced with Gemini's duality, and uncovered luck and treasure along the way. How do you feel right now? A little stirred up? A little inspired? I hope so, because this journey with you has lit me up, too. The black moon in Gemini isn't a one-and-done event. It's a spark that can keep glowing if you let it. We've talked about its mysteries, its power to double your luck with unexpected twists, and its promise to triple your treasures by waking up what's inside. I've shared my stumbles and triumphs, from that shaky first post to this moment with you, because I believe in the magic of being real. What's one thing that's clicked for you along the way? Here's my parting gift, a nudge to shine. You're not too old, too tired, or too anything to claim this energy. At 40, I thought my best days were behind me. Then I started Esoteric Wisdom, and you proved me wrong by showing up. Whether you're 35 and restless or 60 and ready for a new chapter, this is your time. The black moon doesn't care about calendars, it cares about you. So, take that luck, unearth that treasure, and let it ripple through your life. I'm rooting for you, truly. Let's make it personal one last time. What's one step you'll take to ride this wave? Maybe it's scribbling that dream in a notebook, signing up for that class, or just whispering, I'm enough, to the mirror. I'll be doing it, too. I've got that guitar waiting. Remember? Share it with me if you want. Drop a note, a thought, anything. I'm here at Esoteric Wisdom, not just as a writer, but as your cheerleader, your friend. As we close, picture this. You, standing at that crossroads again. But now the paths aren't separate, they're yours to weave together. The black moon in Gemini has handed you the threads, luck, treasure, strength, and you're the one holding the needle. So, go stitch something bold, something true, something you. I'll leave you with this. You're not just reading these words, you're living them. And I can't wait to see where they take you next. Until then, keep shining. I'll be right here, cheering you on. Sparkles.